Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to another behind-the-scenes video. Today, I'm going to be planning another mini-game, and at the moment, it's really not much of an idea. Basically, I was playing Minecraft the other day, and I was riding through a swamp, and I sound like I'm telling you an old tale of when I was young. Yeah, we were riding through a swamp, and then I was crashing through lily pads and trying to gather them up, and then I jumped out the boat. And I realized that as the boat kind of carried on going, it carried on going for quite a while and was basically breaking all of the lily pads that it was passing through, which I kind of knew about anyway, but just kind of seeing the way it happened, it really reminded me of bowling. And I've been thinking about doing a bowling game for a while, but a lot of the bowling games where they use ice and pressure plates and stuff, they're just not much fun, you know? It's kind of either too easy or too difficult, and it kind of ends up being the same every time. So I've kind of stayed away from bowling, but I think boat bowling, trying to go after lily pads, could actually be a lot better than kind of that style of bowling, even though it won't look anything like bowling. And I'm probably not even going to do it like proper bowling. I'm probably going to, I don't know, come up with some other game. And so, yeah, I was just literally about to jump on and kind of do my normal thing and kind of just play around and test, you know, how far the boats go. You know, can I launch them out of a dispenser? Is that going to be the best way to do it? And I thought, you know what, seeing as I'm doing behind the scenes now, I might as well just kind of record my very early experiment. So this is probably as early as I've started kind of one of these behind the scenes videos. So I really don't know what it's going to be like. So let's ride the boat for a bit and then just kind of jump out. So look at that. Look how far it goes. It probably just kind of keeps on going. Could that cross this whole pool? If I kind of do that, look how far it goes. Okay, this could be a game. So what I'm kind of thinking of would be good is kind of a pit of water like this. Maybe there's 2 players, or you could do it in teams and take turns. It doesn't really matter. And you both have about 5 lily pads each, and you spread them out. And you can put them wherever you want, and you then take turns to try and launch a boat. So can you what happens if you nudge a boat? Oh, look at that. You don't even need to ride it. Okay, what I just need now is a good way to launch a boat. So you can launch them out of dispensers, but that means it's kind of going to go in an exact straight line, and you wouldn't be able to do it diagonal. So what happens if you place it on the edge and then maybe slide it that way? Like this. I guess this kind of feels a bit more like pool. So if I kind of do it like that, see, it doesn't go very far then. I need a quick way to launch it. Maybe I could do walls around here and kind of do it so the water's kind of going into the middle, which might speed it up a little bit. But I don't know if that's going to affect the direction that the boat goes into. Another idea is I could do it so you do literally ride the boat. So say if there's more water around the outside and then there's a line and you need to ride the boat and then jump out before the line. Otherwise, it's kind of like a foot fault. Could maybe do it like that, because if I do this water like this, how well is this going to work? This actually might work quite well. You could kind of maybe stand on the edge here and then just kind of almost just place the boat down. I just want to make sure that you can kind of do it diagonal as well. I just want to, wow, look at that. Literally, I just placed water around the outside and the entire thing filled up. That is crazy. I didn't think it was going to fill up like that. Okay, maybe that idea won't work. I could kind of do something with signs to block the water off, but I'm feeling like that isn't the solution. Let's kind of work out maybe a way maybe if I change these to fences and you're in the water but can't push it across. So let's just kind of make a smaller pool here where it's going to be easier to experiment. So let's kind of just make this more of a tube, and imagine that one side's the main area and one side's where you're launching it from. So if I put fences in the ground here, basically to make sure I can't walk past it. So if I kind of put fences along there, then if I put a roof over the top, which then means that I now can't enter the water. This is going to block me off, kind of almost like an invisible wall, like that. And then I could fill this area with water, and the fences didn't stop the water. That's okay, actually. I kind of want the water to go over anyway, so that's fine. I love how quickly the water fills up. It kind of ruined that there, but it makes it so much quicker to do this. So now, let's do this proper bowling then. Let's say I'm trying to I mean, it doesn't really quite work, but let's say that's the Skittles I want to get rid of. I could place the boat here, then I can slide it like this, but then I get blocked, but it carries on going. That worked pretty well. It didn't go very far. So a variation of that could be me sailing in the boat, but I think, am I going to be able to sail through there? Am I going to get blocked? I think I might just go, yeah, I kind of just smash through it, which is kind of the problem. It'd be good if you couldn't do that. Like if these blocked you kind of like the way they should, because you kind of bang your head on it. That would be the perfect way to do it. So it looks like I might have to do it with nudging. So I wonder if I kind of do that. There we go. I get some really big speed. I think that might be it then. I think this might be the game. So a big square like this or a different shape, fences around the outside, and then me trying to nudge it in. So I think that's a pretty good concept. Like, I only really now need to kind of come up with a theme. I could do it as if this is a lake or a pond. I kind of think of making it look like a rubber duck or something. I think that's just maybe because I'm building it out of yellow. But yeah, I could kind of play around with the shape a little bit and make it so it's not just one giant box. Could be a cool way to do things. So yeah, I'm going to play around with it a little bit. And then once I've come up with a little bit more of an idea, I'll carry on recording and yeah, let you know what I've come up with. I've done a little bit of a mock-up, well, quite a big mock-up actually. So the main thing I realized by kind of building this out is that it's way too big. So like I kind of looked at what the limit is for how far the boats can go, and they can actually make it from all the way from here all the way to the other side, but I just don't think it's as fun. I think that it'd be better if these are more compact, the lily pads, and I don't want it to be like every game you're placing down like 20 lily pads or something. I don't want you to have to be placing loads, so I'm going to make it smaller and more compact, because I think the fun's going to be when you get like a really good diagonal shot and you're able to get 3 or 4 in one go. I think that's where the fun's going to be. So if you're kind of launching one to only get 1 lily pad, I don't think that's going to be as much fun. So I've been playing around a little bit. So I tried sailing and you just sail straight through. If you kind of just go like this and just push it, it goes really, really slow. It like does that, which isn't very exciting, but there we go. I was able to get 1 lily pad though. So the way I realized to go fast is to kind of jump on the boat. So at first I was kind of placing it on the edge here and then kind of going like this and then pushing forward. And you see, I kind of go inside the boat, and then that's how you're able to get it going faster. Then I realized that a good way to do it might be just to use dispensers, because at first I was thinking dispensers aren't good because it means you'd only be shooting in one direction, but you can actually kind of go diagonal. If I kind of go like this way, give a bit of a nudge like that, you can see I can kind of get it going diagonal like that, and it kind of went a little bit crazy there when it hit the lily pad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the arena much smaller, and I'm going to go and do dispensers all the way around the outside and do it that way. What I'm not sure about is kind of how to do the game in terms of, do you have like 3 goes each? Or another idea I had is maybe you have a certain amount of boats. So say if you do it and you get the boat all the way from one side to the other, then you can go and reuse the same boat. Might be a way to do it, but I don't know, maybe that's going to be too easy. I'm also not so sure about the corners, because if these were kind of stayed as a square, then it was basically too far away. You know, you ended up kind of quite far back. So doing it here works, and you can kind of do the dispenser idea on these corners. It looks a little bit weird, but you can kind of do that, and you basically do the same thing, but from the side like that. And you can see how much faster it goes by just kind of jumping on top of it rather than just pushing it normally. So I think that this is looking pretty good already, to be honest. I still haven't spent much time thinking about what it's going to look like. But in terms of gameplay, something a little bit smaller than this and with the dispensers around the outside, I think we're almost there. And I think that will be pretty much the gameplay done in terms of the arena. I then just need to decide exactly what the rules are going to be. How many lily pads should you place? How are we going to determine who wins? That kind of thing. I just need to really fine tune that just to make sure that games don't last too long, but they're not too quick, and that they stay fun. And so the other thing I want to avoid is making situations where, say if someone starts off with a really good go, then the other person has a really bad go, and we already know who's going to win, but you just kind of keep playing. I really want to avoid that. I want it to stay close until the very end, and being able to do the boat idea might make that happen. So maybe that you're losing by a lot, but if you're really careful to not lose your boat, you could still get a comeback. So yeah, I'm going to play around a little bit more, do a little bit more thinking about what it's going to look like and what the rules are going to be, and I'll show you what I come up with. I've built another mock-up. Well, I'm in the process of building another mock-up, and don't worry, I haven't started working out what it's going to look like yet. These aren't the colors. I'm not going for pink, red, and blue. I don't know. It It looks okay. I actually quite like the look of this game already. I think I might not do like a silly theme. I think I just might try and make it look cool because I don't know, something about the design just kind of looks quite good anyway. So let's have a bit of a test. So you can see the big thing I've changed is I'm not adding dispensers the entire way around. It's just not necessary. I kind of like the idea. So there's like 3 on each side here that you could put the boat down on. Then there's going to be 2 like on the diagonal, so the boats will be like here and here. And so I think that kind of forcing you to start from those points, I think that's going to make people need to push the boat more diagonal, because I think that's where the skill is going to come in from. Like if you're just pushing it in a straight line, then the only challenge is kind of picking where you start from. So I think limiting exactly where they can place the boat from is going to make the game more skillful, I guess, and hopefully more fun. We'll see. That's what this is all about. This is all about the testing. So it's weird, like for most of my games, I don't test them properly until I build them, because I like to also play around in the actual Lovely World video and kind of actually work things out a little bit more. So I'm going to test it a bit by myself, but I'm not going to like bring anyone else in and have a game, because I always like to kind of capture my first time playing the game in the actual video. But I can kind of just test moving some boats around. I can see how far they go and if they can get from one side to the other. I mean, I think they should do. Like this entire arena is about, I think the outside was like 19 by 19. Yeah, I cut the corners off as well, because it just seemed to make sense if I was cutting the corners off there. So I think kind of having it as more of a circle works well. So yeah, let's do a few boats from one of these side angles, and let's see how well this goes. There's a smaller area here as well, so there's less room to push the boat in. So it seemed to make sense, seeing as the arena's smaller. And I didn't go too far. Then actually, it's pretty much made it from one side to the other. Was it going to make it? There we go. It just about made it from one side to the other. Let's have another go, and let's see if we can hopefully make this one go a bit faster. Obviously, I'm going to have more room behind here, so you're not going to keep falling backwards. So let's go and like this, and oh, that wasn't very good. Luckily, the boat's still here. Let's go like this, and there we go. I think that was slightly faster. I think making less room here does make it more difficult, but because the arena is so small, I don't think it matters so much. It's not like it needs to go super fast, but there we go. I was able to get it going a little bit quicker, and I think having more ground back here, just so you kind of have somewhere to stand when you're pushing it, is going to make it a little bit easier. But what I really want to test is doing it diagonal. So I'm going to try one more go like this, see if I can get some good speed. If I go like that, there we go. That's the way to do it. That's going to easily make it all the way to the other side. So there we go. It's all about the technique. It's all really about the technique. It's a bit fiddly and a bit glitchy, but I think once we kind of learn exactly how to do it, we're probably all going to get pretty good at it. So let's build up a little bit here, just so I have somewhere to stand. And let's see how these ones go, because I haven't tested these ones yet. So let's go and plop a boat in here. Let's press this down. So it's a little bit weird, because it's kind of on the edge of both the dispenser and the side there, but you kind of have quite a lot of freedom in terms of where you push it. And there we go. Look at that. It went absolutely flying off. So that seems to all be working pretty well, I must say, overall. Like, I could maybe move these slightly in, maybe, but I don't know. I can kind of play around with it a little bit, but overall that seems to be working quite well. So how many lily pads should I put in is the other question. So let's try. So I was thinking of placing 10 each. So let's try placing in 20, and let's see how many that looks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How does that look? That looks pretty good. I think that's good, because as I said, I want you to be able to launch one and be like, yeah, like single, double, triple lily pad, kind of go and get a bunch in a row like that. So let me just launch a boat through, and let's just see how satisfying it feels if I do get a bunch of lily pads. So let's kind of go like this. Let's try and get a good fast one. That was good. And look at that. It's just going to go and smash through them all. I got 1, 2, and 3. Oh, this game's going to be fun. I can just tell just by that little test there, I can tell that this game's going to be fun. So I think this size arena, 20 lily pads, works pretty much perfectly. And so that's going to be part of the game as well. That's kind of part of the strategy, because you could put like a bunch in a row and hope that you get to launch through them, but also the other person could have a chance to get them. Or you might want to spread them out, or like kind of secretly have in your head where you want to aim it and hope the other person doesn't notice, because there is a lot of strategy to that side as well. A big thing is going to be who gets to go first. I could kind of do it the way I did Castle Crumble and say first person to place down all 10 lily pads goes first. Or we could always have at least 2 rounds and maybe we have 2 rounds always, and we add up the score of both rounds. That might be a way to do it, because the person who goes first has such a big advantage. I think that might be necessarily. The only other big problem is we need to get in and out of the arena. It's kind of closed off, and I've kind of blocked it off intentionally. But to place the lily pads in, we're going to need to get in there somehow. So I could do like ladders like this where you kind of jump up, but then I want to be able to get back out. I wonder, because look, there is an exact middle to the area. So if I kind of had a pit here and maybe I had a ladder like this, I could maybe have it so you enter it from the underground. I could have like a tunnel leading to the outside like this, and then you can go in like that and can get out the other side, and then you're not allowed in on any other go. So if I kind of dig up now, hello cow. Oh, look how perfectly I did that. So yeah, maybe I could have something like this. Maybe like starting from somewhere around here. No, I don't think I did it exactly in the middle. But yeah, you could just go under like this, run under this little tunnel, and then if I do ladders on the other side, and the good thing about the ladders is that it's going to block the water as well, so that's not going to be a problem. Then you can just climb up like this, and then yeah, I think that's going to be the way to do it. And I'll just say no placing lily pads there, because otherwise you're going to get blocked in. So I think that's that solution done. And yeah, so I think that's really the design done in terms of the layout. Obviously, I'm going to like build the walls out a little bit around here, and I'm going to work out where that tunnel exit is, and then decide on the colors. I'm probably going to build it out of wall. I really like building out of wall. I like building big, bright, colorful games. So I'm going to come up with a color scheme and work out exactly how it's going to be. I think I'm going to call it Boat Bowling, because that's kind of the name that's stuck in my head already, and it kind of sums up the game pretty nicely. And then, as I said, the only other thing I need to do is work out how it's going to work in terms of the boats. I'm thinking of saying 3 boats each. And so what that means is we keep going until either all the lily pads have gone, taking it in turns, or you've lost all 3 of your boats, and then the other person can kind of just keep going. Then that way there's a lot of motivation to make sure you get your boat all the way from one side to the other. Or we could just literally take it in turns until all of the lily pads are gone, because I don't think it's going to take too long, because you can get a bunch of them on each row. So I think that might be the way to go with it. But what I can do in the actual Lovely World videos, while we're kind of testing it, I can kind of try a few games each different way, and kind of work out what ends up being more fun. So yeah, that's pretty much the main design done. I'm going to go and show you in a little bit what it ended up designed, what it ended up looking like. But I'm sure kind of the next thing I show you is going to be very similar to the design you've probably seen in my Lovely World already. I do believe that I have now worked out what the final design is going to be. And I just realized I'm pretty much using the exact same color scheme as I did on the Take the Tooth game. That doesn't matter, because actually they are quite close together. Oh yeah, so something else that I did between this clip and the last clip is I loaded up my Lovely World, and I kind of decided where I'm going to build it. And I basically, it's by the Whale of a Time game, like that game over there, coincidentally. And yeah, so I kind of built some more land around there and kind of made sure I can fit it in exactly as I want it. I haven't really changed the design from this, but I have changed the colors, and this is kind of the color scheme I went with, and this is what it ended up looking like. I just put down blue wool, because obviously that's going to be the color that the water is, and so it's just going to be really blue with the blue wool underneath. I built it kind of higher up so I could kind of work out exactly how the tunnel's going to be. It looks pretty simple. If I go down here, you can see that's what the tunnel's going to look like. Nothing major there, but I did realize one major problem. And if I stand here, can you think about what it might be, the problem, if I'm trying to break away the lily pads? Well, let me go to this one here. So I want to destroy the lily pads. Can you work out what the problem is? You can't see any of the lily pads. That's what the problem is. You kind of got to jump like this or jump up here. So yeah, that is a pretty major problem, which I have no idea why I didn't think about it before now. So simple solution, just to turn this to glass. And I really like the color scheme. I really love the yellow circle in the middle. You can kind of see I did kind of the same yellow underneath as well. So instead of using normal glass, I think that I might use yellow stained glass. So let's go and put this down and see. Let's see kind of how well you can see through it. Because it's weird because stained glass, you can't obviously see through it as well as normal glass. But like the texture, like those little lines aren't as like strong as in normal glass. So in some ways you can see through better. And so in some ways you can see through worse. So if this doesn't look good, I can use normal glass. But just judging by this, I think this is going to be absolutely fine. And it kind of fits in with the colors. The only other thing that was bothering me a little bit, not too much, is the fact that this ring is kind of floating, like the fact that there's nothing holding it up. And normally in my lovely world, with most things, not everything, normally I have it so everything's kind of looks like it's being held up and would kind of make sense in the real world a little bit. But I think for this one, I can just kind of let it go a little bit, because the only other option is to kind of build up fences, which I can't really do because it would block the boats, or kind of like build, I don't know, up and across here like this somehow. But I just think it's going to look horrible. So I think that in this circumstances, I can just allow this to allow this to kind of be floating up in the air like this. So yeah, this is pretty much what it's going to end up looking like. I can see through here absolutely fine. I'm not going to bother putting water in just because it doesn't matter, just for the screenshots I'm going to take so we can build it. I'd rather just not have the water in, so I can very easily see how the shape's going to be. So yeah, all I need to do now is kind of take some screenshots, write down all of the dimensions, properly plan what I'm going to build in each video, because I feel like this is going to take longer than one video, but I'm not sure what parts I'm going to build in each video. But yeah, I can work all of that out. But apart from that, I am now ready to build it in my my videos in my lovely world, and then play the tournament. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this behind the scenes look on how I designed my boat bowling minigame. You really kind of saw it from the very beginning of the idea before I properly worked out what it was, which was quite interesting. I actually kind of came up with the idea pretty easily. Like once I had the initial idea of boats breaking away lily pads, the rest was pretty obvious, I guess. So I didn't have too many iterations. It was kind of more working out exactly how it's going to be and what it's going to look like. So yeah, I'll of course leave a link down in the description to the actual videos of me building and playing it, just in case you haven't seen them yet. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!